What's up and how's it going? Welcome back to the Utah Boys Pod, episode 2.
Yes, sir.
Today's going to be all about fitness, our journeys, and how we got to where we got to.
Yep.
So I'll start off and say that my fitness journey started about 4 years ago. I was having a lot of back pain, as you know, and I had a lot of back pain as I was growing up. So I got kind of real deep into working out. I was doing 2-a-days. I now know that was a terrible idea, but at the time I was doing 2-a-days. I go to the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, work out, go back at 6 o'clock at night, work out, and I probably put on half the amount of muscle I should have. Just working out way too much. It's just there's like a level that's effective.
Yeah.
You know, I was just trying way too hard. No, it just wasn't doing anything. And nowadays, 5 days a week, 4 o'clock in the morning. You got stuff to do. When you got stuff to do, you got to get up and get going. Got to get up and get going.
Yes, sir.
So 5 days a week is about my best productivity level, and that's working for me quite well. Light cardio, a lot of heavy lifting. I like to see if I can put on some muscle. Not necessarily be super lean. It is winter.
Yeah.
So kind of just how it is. These days.
Yep. So, to kind of give you a touch. So, as far as I go with my fitness journey, I would say I didn't really start to care about fitness until about 9th, 10th grade, probably high school. I think it was more of a confidence thing, right? I think exercising and working out, looking good, it made me feel good. It built up my confidence, right?
Yeah.
Made you feel more capable of talking to girls, you know. It was a big part, right? It gave you that ego, dude, I got this.
Yeah.
But it did transform, and it transformed really drastically in the last year and a half. So my fitness industry is a little bit more non-typical, right? Or fitness journey, I should say, not industry. Because into high school, I transitioned into boxing, as you know. So I was big into martial arts. Primarily boxing. That's all I was doing. I had several coaches. I was competitive for a couple years, and I really loved it. I loved the aspect of fighting. I loved what it did for my mind more than anything. Because growing up, I think I was pretty timid actually as a kid,
makes
and
sense.
I was never a huge guy or a big guy or anything. So I don't know if it had to do with that or if I was just. I wasn't confident in myself really was a big thing too. So boxing kind of helped transform my mind, and that was really where I got kicked off and was like, man, I'm more capable than what I thought I was. So my fitness background is very non-typical. I do love weights now, but I would categorize myself as like a big cross training, enthusiast, not CrossFit, but cross training. I love doing very non-typical things in the gym, right? Like a lot of weighted vest circuits, heavy lifting, you know what I mean? Crazy cardio sessions, speed and agility stuff, and just getting uncomfortable, trying new things. And I think it's because I get bored in a similar routine really is the biggest thing, right? And maybe you can relate to that a little bit.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But Nate is actually who gave me my morning routine now. So Nate's been doing this for a long time. I'll let him talk more about him. But just in the last 3 months, my life changed drastically and fitness became huge. I mean, it was an anchor point. It's helped strengthen my mind and take me to a new level of self-sufficiency. And I would say the best thing I started doing is, at first I was just waking up, going to work, right? Just doing the routine. And then I would go to the gym in the afternoon. But my problem before 3 months ago, I would talk myself out of it here and there, right? So in the last 3 months, it's become a non-negotiable. So now it's 4 a.m., right? Wake up 4 a.m., get to the gym at least an hour. So I usually get to the gym between 4:15, 4:30. I work out till 5:30, 5:35. So I'm really only in there an hour and 5 minutes. And then I go home. I do a cold plunge every morning, 5:45, and that is an even bigger non-negotiable for me because it's significantly harder of a commitment to do than going to the gym. As up in northern Utah, I mean, right now, November, December, I mean, it's 20 degrees on average at 5:45 in the morning. I have to break the ice off my water trough to climb in, and it's a struggle, right? Like I sit there some days and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. Why are we doing this? But we're going to do it anyway. So, I mean, that's my morning routine, and that alone, it's shifted my mind from being lazy and like, you're a dreamer, right? You want things in life. You want all the success. You want all the money, happiness. But I was the kind of person that wanted to do bare minimum. And life ran me over 3 months ago. And I've come to realize that the only way to get what you want is to earn it through pain, suffering, struggle. A lot of times failure.
Yep. There's no way around it. Only through it.
Absolutely.
Only through it.
Dude, and it's so true, right? And I want to hear more like where your morning routine started, because you were the one that led me into it. Because I started with morning walks, right? And then I just kept leveling up. I was like, the morning walks at 5 isn't good enough. So I switched to 4, doing the full gym thing. But I got that from you. So like, where did you get it from?
Yeah, so I think it was about 3.5, 4 years ago. I was just reading a post. I don't know if it was like The Rock, or if it was someone like Kevin Hart or Mark Wahlberg, someone like that. I don't remember exactly who it was, but they were talking about how they're up. I know The Rock talks about it now, but I don't remember exactly who it was at the time. They talk about how they're up and have got more done in the morning before everyone else wakes up than they're even going to get done through the whole day. So, you get up at 3, you get up at 4, whatever works for you. For me, 4 o'clock worked the best. 3 o'clock didn't make sense because I'd have too much downtime where I was like, oh, well, I can't really do business because people aren't awake yet, and responding to emails, or there's only so much you can do. If you're responding to emails for say an hour and no one responds back, and you still got an extra hour, you're like, well, that doesn't make any sense. So 4 o'clock made the most sense to me, and I figured that if really successful people are getting up early in the morning and getting stuff done before everyone else are, just so that way they can get extra time in their day, I was like, maybe I should be doing the same thing. I want to be successful. I've got enough stuff to do throughout the whole day. I always go to bed with a list of stuff that still needs done. So if I normally got up at 7, now get up at 4, I think that's 3 extra hours every day. Yeah. Just out of nowhere. I all of a sudden just, boom, my day now feels like it's 27 hours long instead of 24. Bigger. Yeah. You just got so much more done. But at the same time, like you're saying with the cold plunge, I'm like, if I'm going to the gym first thing in the morning, that's probably the hardest thing I'm going to do all day. I'm going to be focused. There's no distractions yet. I wake up, go to the gym. I don't answer texts. I don't answer emails. I just wake up, go to the gym, get it done. And because of that, I think that really clears your mind. Definitely clears my mind. Just be able to wake up, get to the gym, and just focus on me. There's no business. There's no... I mean, don't get me wrong. I love family. I love friends. But there's none of that. No family, no friends. It's just you. And the gym is you versus you. Yeah. That's the whole thing. 100%. It's not you versus someone else. You don't see someone else big in there and go, oh, man, I need to put more weight on the bar because I just watched this guy bench 400 pounds. It don't mean anything. It's you versus you. Yeah. That's all it is. And for me, it kind of helped going at 4. There's 4 or 5 other people total in the gym. Yeah. How am I supposed to compare myself to 4 or 5 other people? Everyone else has got their head down. They all know it's you versus you. Yeah. 100%. So it made it a lot easier. Don't get me wrong. I was a good month to 2 months waking up every morning with my alarm and go, man, I just got to go back to bed. We used to get up at 7. Used to get up at 6. Let me just go to bed. Yeah. And I made that, like you said, non-negotiable. Yeah. You get up 4 o'clock. That's the only option. If I have to go to bed earlier for the first little bit, go to bed a little bit earlier. Yeah. You know? But it's non-negotiable. I'm getting up at 4. Yeah. Get up at 4, going to the gym. Yeah. It's the only option.
So, like, one thing I've noticed, and it sounds like you would totally say the same thing, is the second I made that decision of it's a non-negotiable, you're going no matter freaking what, like, no questions asked. Like, dude, I looked at life so much differently.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, there's no more, like, roofs on where my mindset can go now. Like, people categorize themselves, like, where they're at in life, whether you're single, married, have kids, whatever. A lot of times people categorize and cap themselves out. Like, this is where I'm comfortable at. And maybe like, you know, I understand balance is important to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But in my opinion, as soon as you make that decision to create non-negotiable habits in your life, you look at life so much differently, and you're constantly looking to take the next step up. Because it's like a lot of people will get into this, like, I'm doing enough. Like, and that's where I was at, right? Like, oh, I'm going at least 4 days a week in the evening. And that's better than like, you know, some people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's like, where do you get better if that's all you ever do? And then you look in the mirror, right? You're like, man, I don't look as lean as I want to look. I'm not as physically capable that I want to be. That's the exact reason why, is you're doing the exact same routine. No wonder things aren't going to change. Like, you've got to take the next step up. And that's why I'm so glad, like, I finally, like, took on upon myself to follow kind of a routine but, like, make it my own. Like, the 4 a.m. thing, dude, it's changed my mind. Because, I mean, I don't have to work until 7. And, you know, I run a gym, so I'm grateful that in the last year I've been in the gym environment, get to run my own gym for the owner, and to be able to, like, learn more about the fitness industry, how it's run, like, what's actually important, and, like, what things are just, like, blown out of proportion, you know, things that people focus on. But really, like, I think people need to get back to the fundamentals of creating non-negotiable habits and start from there, right?
And I think one problem that people have, like, non-negotiables, and their non-negotiables are like, I'm not waking up before 7 because I'm going to be tired. And they're like, non-negotiable is that I will be tired if I wake up early, you know, or I can't do this because of that. And I'm like, that's going to be true if you keep telling yourself that.
Isn't that? Oh
you can tell yourself every morning. I could get up at 4:00 every morning and go, I'm exhausted. Easily turn off my alarm, go back to sleep. Easily could do that. But because I've got it set in my mind, it's a non-negotiable. The alarm clock goes off at 4. You turn off the alarm clock, you get out of bed. That's the only option. That's it. But everyone thinks, oh, you're insane. You get up at 4, you get up at 4:30, you get up at 5. I know people that think it's crazy that people get up at 6. I can't believe you do that. I go, what?
What are you talking about?
You only think that's crazy because you've told yourself so many times that you're going to be tired or that sucks. I'm not a morning person. I hear that all the time. I would do that, but I'm not a morning person. So, what?
Yeah. Why cap yourself out?
Yeah. Why? Like you're saying about having the ceiling, right? Why have a ceiling? Why not just have it be open, you know?
Yeah.
Sky's the limit.
To go off of that, I feel like people have premeditated excuses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, you already have an excuse in place, and that isn't even with fitness. You could portray that in every aspect of life. And I was doing that. That's why I know, like, for certain that's a thing. Is that, like, I'm not a morning person. It's a preemptive excuse that you put into your life. Like, I will be tired at 7. So there's no shot in waking up earlier than that. So, but it's pretty crazy, because when you tell your mind, like, you need this, and this, like, that's exactly actually what you need.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? If you told yourself that you only needed 3 hours of sleep to be, like, manageable, like, you could live, you could work, right? Like, imagine how much, like, more capable of a human being you would be. And I'm not saying 3 hours of sleep is healthy, right? But what I'm saying is like the whole mindset, like, I have to have these premeditated excuses placed into my life. Dude, it caps you out. Like, you will never grow with that mindset. There's
so many people that have the same excuse about being, you know, a little bit overweight.
Yeah.
Well, I can't diet. Or I can't exercise because of my knee, Can't exercise because my knee hurts. I'm like, okay, then go on a diet. Well, I can't go on a diet because it's expensive. It's expensive to go on a diet. What? You're telling yourself that. You don't have to go get like some high quality, crazy lettuce salad. Like it's going to cost you $1 million. Just start eating real food. Don't eat processed food.
Yeah.
Just start there.
Yeah,
just
cut out the sugar.
Just cut out the sugar. Get rid of the soda. Because you're telling yourself every day, oh, I have to have this soda. I've got to have it. Yeah, because you're telling yourself that. You don't need it. You don't need it. You tell yourself that. And you know what? It might be hard from the get-go. Maybe you have a large soda every day. Drop it to a small. Just have that small and tell yourself that's all you need.
Yeah.
If you need to, grab that small soda, dump it into the large container, put the lid back on it, and then when you're drinking it in your mind, oh, it's only half full now.
Yeah.
I've already drank half of it. Mm-hmm. You can trick your mind.
Oh yeah.
If you've hardwired your mind, like I was saying, people have non-negotiables in the wrong places.
100%.
And they've just set it in. So
100%.
like doing something like that, putting a small soda into a large cup, you're still along with your non-negotiable that's in the wrong place, but you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And because you're doing that, then eventually you're like, oh, dude, I've been getting a small soda for a month now.
Yeah.
I don't even need it. I had a large, I dropped it in half. Let's maybe drop that in half. Maybe have a can instead of, 8-ounce can instead of 12 or 16 ounces or something like that. And it's just crazy that people you just come up with their excuse before, just way before too.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Like it's already set in their brain, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel about? I feel like a lot of people avoid just taking responsibility. I see a lot of people. I mean, we do a lot of crazy stuff, right? And people are going to see that, like the videos that we're making, the things that we're constantly doing on just a regular basis. Yep. I mean, me and you both have had people reach out to us and been like, dude, there's actually something wrong with you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I love that, by the way. Mm-hmm. I love being at like a whole new level, like where you're just seen as just crazy. And I know you do too.
Oh, yeah.
But what I notice is like, people will be like, I wish I could do that, but I can't because of this.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're not taking responsibility for it. It's like you either want to do it or you don't want to do it.
Yep.
Like take responsibility for it. Because I've had that exact same mindset. Like I can't go to the gym every day because of family or because of other responsibilities or work. I'm too tired. Mm-hmm. It's like then you don't want it.
Yep.
You don't want it as much as you say you do.
Yep. Yep, and that's why I think it's so cool that you do the cold plunge every morning, right?
Yeah.
I was doing it, in show prep. Haven't been doing it as much lately. Getting back into it though. Yeah. But I love that you do it because it's as a non-negotiable too. It's because like you're saying, people aren't taking responsibility. They'll say, "Oh, I wish I could go on, a trail run." Okay, start hiking.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not taking the time.
Yeah.
If you can't say, I wish I could go do something if you're not going to put in the effort to try to do it, I wish I could be a millionaire, There's a whole bunch of people that go, I wish I could be a millionaire, but they're going to wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, barely have time to get dressed, stop by McDonald's on the way to work. And I'm not harping on McDonald's or anything, but I'm just saying if that is your diet, you can't be complaining about, having a lackluster mindset. If you're just waking up in just enough time to get dressed, grab McDonald's, sit in your chair all day long, then go home and just, watch TV and go, man, that'd be so cool if I could just go on these trail runs. This is cool. I just watched a video where some guy just ran, 6 miles round trip. It was really pretty,
Yeah.
I wish I could do that. Meanwhile, you got, popcorn right here and you're just,
yep.
Wow, that's so cool. You're like, dude, get up and go.
Yeah.
When you don't want to do something, as you know, it's the best time to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Best time to do it. I guarantee you don't want to do the cold plunge, but it's a non-negotiable, right?
Yeah, well, let me talk about that for a second because here's the thing, and I wanted to emphasize this because I mentioned it earlier. Like I said, my life fell apart 3 months ago. I would say it took an unforeseen turn. I would say that. And at the time I did take the whole pity party approach and say, why is this happening to me? What's going on? The cold plunge along with the exercising, changing life habits, it made me realize that my life's not hard. It made me realize that like life can always be worse. Mm-hmm. And people have it out there way worse than you do.
Oh, yeah.
And the plunge, I am so passionate about this. When you get in that water, and mine's like a crisp 33, 34 degrees at that time of the day. I mean, it's almost as cold as water gets, like really, without freezing.
Oh, yeah.
I come back to reality. Because I've always had this anxious mindset, trying to worry about these, intrusive thoughts that come into my head that have nothing to do with my life or reality. Like my mind would make up these alternative things. Dude, getting in that cold plunge puts me back into reality, and it legitimizes my beliefs. It's like, dude, none of this is true, and stop stressing. Like, this is life. This puts you into reality. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it's the realest feeling you can get. And that is why I do it every day, because I have that like self-talk, that really important conversation right at the beginning of the day that like, no one's out here. No one like is watching me do the 5 minutes in this cold water every morning. Like, this is me doing it because I know that like I need to remember what my goals are, why I'm doing the things I'm doing, and it helps me really appreciate the life I have.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what I'm coming at. Is the plunge is more almost for the mind for me than it is for the body. It's training my mind to have gratitude, appreciation, and realize that life isn't guaranteed, and your life could be so much worse.
Oh, yeah.
So you need to take the opportunity to just launch. It would almost be a crime for like where we live in the world too, just here in America, and like the lifestyles that we have, you know what I mean? I mean, it would be a crime not to take advantage of that and just take off, because there is people that have way less opportunity than we do. They start off in life with a leg, cut off, metaphorically speaking, and it's harder to catch up. And so in my mind, I've just become so obsessed with pushing myself that it's more like I tell myself every day, like, it's a crime if you don't get 1% better like every day. Like, it would be a crime not to.
And like I was telling you, we're saying that the cold plunge is definitely going to be the hardest thing you do during the day. If what you do is, for everyone else out there, if what you do is work in an office, or say you're out there, doing street signs, or, you're working for like a water department and laying pipe, I still promise the cold plunge is going to be the hardest thing you do.
Yeah.
Seriously.
100%.
And you're doing it first thing in the morning. You worked out, and you don't have the motivation to do it. But if you're not motivated, stay disciplined.
Yeah.
That's the only option. If you're not motivated, stay disciplined.
Yeah. Jocko.
Yep.
Discipline's infinitely more important than motivation.
Absolutely. Because motivation comes and goes. It does. Yeah. It comes and goes. I could go look at a video of, C-Bum right now and go, oh man, I could be Olympia. Let's go to the gym.
Yeah.
After working out, I look in the mirror and go, okay, I'm not C-Bum. Right. And it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to go to the gym again.
Yeah.
But you stay disciplined. You keep going. Am I going to look like C-Bum? No chance. But I'm going to stay disciplined because I know that what I'm trying to accomplish isn't to be Mr. Olympia. Yeah. I'm trying to be the best me that I can be.
Yeah,
right?
100%. And isn't that interesting? I think now that you say that, I've thought about this, but it makes so much sense that I think people get too ahead of themselves.
Absolutely.
Like, they look at C-Bum, you're looking at peak performance. You're talking lifetime discipline and just hard work. And you can look at any successful person and see those things. And yeah, you try something once and then you compare yourself immediately to that higher level.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, dude, that is ridiculous. You need to completely put your focus right here and literally focus on what you could be doing to beat yesterday's you every single day. Because if you're beating you every day, I mean, that's how you become significantly more self-sufficient, stronger, healthier, driven, disciplined, motivated. Discipline often brings motivation too.
Absolutely.
You'll never, every time I go to the gym at 4 a.m. and come back, I never, ever have once in the last, since I started, ever been I wish I wouldn't have went to the gym. Yeah. I've never been in the cold plunge and then got out and been I wish I didn't do that. Dude, it puts you into another level. It's dude, there's no shot I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
why would I miss it? You feel like, oh, dude, it just, like, once I started doing these things, making these non-negotiables, I noticed that I started creating more of an indestructible mind. And that takes a lot of work, though, a daily work. Like, it isn't something, the mind thing, I really don't think the mind thing can have like a day off, because you can always find something to get better at, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you're really sore from the gym and you're like tired, you're not getting enough sleep, whatever, like do something with your mind every day. Yep. Like
I'm a big believer in use it or lose it, and it works same thing with your mind.
100%.
Absolutely same thing with your mind.
Yeah.
If you're not looking to forward yourself, you're going backwards.
100%.
There's no such thing as staying in the same place. You're going forward or you're going backwards.
100%.
That's it. That's the only options.
Dude, and like when people said that to me, like I was like, I know. But like you don't know until like you get to this like level of just obsession to where like you're never satisfied. And so you're always seeking to improve. And I really did like pick that up from you. Like, because instead of like throwing pity party that you don't have this or you lost this or whatever happened in your life, dude, get up and find something you can control. Stop blaming other people. And these are the conversations I had with myself. Like, I had to tell myself, like, why are you blaming other people? Mm-hmm. Like you are in control of you. You dictate where your life goes. So if your life isn't where it's supposed to be or where you feel like it should be, the only person on the planet to blame is definitely you. Mm-hmm. And I quickly learned that. Life will humble you if you don't think that way.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
And it hurts bad.
Yeah, and I want to kind of transition this into where the whole slogan comes from. Because I've never actually even told you where the slogan comes from, right? And it's been my thing. Never be outworked has been my thing for about 4 years, 3-4 years.
I know.
Right?
I love it.
And here's where it actually comes from. Never be outworked, right? Once again, it's all you versus you.
Yeah.
Right? So if 2 days ago you outworked yourself from yesterday, you don't want that you to outwork you today.
Yeah.
That's where it all comes from. I'm getting a little bit emotional as I talk about it because it hit me hard the first time that I really realized that it was like, look, it's you versus you.
Yeah.
But if you're never going to be outworked, look, there's people that can spend all day long in the gym. That's their job. They can spend all day long in the gym. I'm getting outworked. Definitely getting outworked by them. But to never be outworked is don't be outworked by a previous you. So if you're not progressing forward, you're going backwards, 100%. Meaning you just got outworked.
Yeah.
So today, if tomorrow I don't outwork me today, that means that tomorrow I got beat by me today. I got outworked.
Yeah. Like it almost has nothing to do with the other people around you.
It doesn't. It has nothing to do with anyone else.
And that, like, I love that me and you are on the same page with that, because I think I seriously think that like most of the population is comparing themselves to another individual or group, whatever. Dude, it is you versus you. Like, we are here to help each other. I'm a big believer. Like, we should help people. We should communicate to people. You know what I mean? Get to like learn, love, appreciate one another. But nobody is in the exact same position in life.
Nope.
So why would you even try to compare where you're at now to where they're at the same particular moment? Because you have no idea where they came from, what ups and downs bus ran over like to get to them to this point. So it's almost like naive and almost like it's just such a destructive like way to think about things.
It is. It's kind of funny when you think about that, right? Because when you say no one's been the same, right? If they say no to snowflakes are ever alike, think about how many snowflakes fall a year. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If they say no two snowflakes are alike, why do you think your story is the same as someone else's?
Yeah.
Because there's way more snowflakes falling than there are people.
Yeah.
So
100%.
if you think your story is exactly the same as someone else's, you might want to rethink that.
Yeah, 100%.
Turn off on me. I'll be without video for a little bit. Camera overheated.
No, I apologize.
Just
Do you
just
want to
letting
get
you
us?
guys know.
Do you want us to get both of us in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna come over and sit by Korbyn for the rest of this. We can get a little bit more video.
Yeah, let's sit here because I really like the way this conversation's going. But yeah, to kind of go off of what you're saying, right? I just feel like, yeah, no two people are alike, and I fell into this trap, right? Like I got into this whole I would put other people on pedestals, family, people I loved and appreciated,
Yep.
and even that's like I would characteristic it as like almost inappropriate in the sense that like you just don't know what it took to get them there.
Absolutely.
And like as much as I like to say we all have similarities and things that we can relate on a personal level, business level, whatever, right? We are so different at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
The way we process information, the way we see the world. And so it's just unrealistic to compare yourself to anyone but yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's why both of us are obsessed with fitness, and because it almost has nothing to do. The main focus isn't like looking good. It almost is. That's like a side effect. It's like we do the fitness. We push ourselves constantly every single day. Never be out work because we care more about the mental benefits and the characteristic benefits that are going to improve.
Yep.
And that's why I'm obsessed. You know what I mean? I'm definitely nowhere near the top of where I want to go.
Oh yeah. No.
And I would, like I said, I'm not going to compare myself to other people. I'm definitely not the strongest guy on the planet or anything like that, but it's me versus me. I don't really worry about those things. I want to absolutely destroy the person I was yesterday, every day. You know what I mean? And I got that from you. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the lifestyle that I want to live going forward. Because I wanted your opinion on this too, because I feel like one big thing I see a lot, and maybe it's a Utah culture thing, I think it's probably even bigger than that, is the whole idea of like people like finding a spot, and I'm not just meaning this in one way, finding a spot to settle down. Mm-hmm. Like you get to a certain point and then you just don't care to try anymore. Like, I'll give you my opinion and then I want to hear your opinion. And my opinion could change over time, right? But like, I see it as like, you shouldn't ever settle down. You know what I mean? If you're wanting to get in a relationship, get married, have a wife, right? Like, you should find somebody that's similar mindset to you and like goals, where we're trying to get in the end, sort of a thing. Because I think that's important to have a shared goal, shared mindset.
Absolutely.
Like, because if one person sacrifices like a fundamental part of their life to make a relationship, right? I just see it becoming a resentful thing later on in the relationship. And this isn't even just relationships. I just feel like settling down, like when it comes to business or fitness, like, oh, I like where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I get that mindset, but like, I think if you're not going up, I'm such a black and white person. That's why my opinion is very drastic. But in my thing, if you're not going up, you're going down.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in much of a standstill, like lose it or use it. Like your body is going to just hang on to this muscle if you decide to just stop going to the gym.
Yeah, I think my kind of opinion on what you're saying about the whole settling down, I think a lot of people will be say figuratively climbing the stairs, right? They're climbing the stairs up to where they're going, and there will be say a cloudy section where the fog's settled, and they get up to where they can touch the fog, and they go, "This is good. I'm at the top. You know, the fog's there. I'm at the top. I'll stay here. You know, it's good. I worked hard. I got here. I got that promotion. You know, I'm doing well. This is. I'm comfortable. That's fine." But they have no idea that a few steps through the fog, it just keeps on going. All of the benefits. Yeah. Every step comes with more benefits, but they stop thinking, "Oh, this is where I'm stop. This works for me." And they don't realize that benefits come with every single step. And if they just keep going, a whole new world on the other side of the fog. It's just so much better.
Dude, and it's so true, honestly, because that's one thing about like the settling thing that fascinates me is yeah, you get to this spot where you're like, you know what, I'm comfortable, like you said, I'm okay with where I'm at. But in my mind, like, if you get to that mindset, by the time you die, you're still gonna wish you did more.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, if you kept the mindset of I'm never going to be outworked, I'm constantly going to grow. Even as the older you get, the less capable your body becomes. There's always more that can be done. And that's why I don't see the whole settling thing as a realistic goal. Like, I'm not a big believer that you should ever really settle down.
I agree.
Because at the end, you're going to wish you did more.
Yeah, very true.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why...
That's very true.
I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at as of right now. That's one question I really wanted to ask you.
I think that we'll probably wrap it up right about here, and kind of just wanted to reiterate that it's you versus you.
Yeah, it is.
That's the whole thing.
It's totally you.
It's you versus you, and if you're not willing to put in the time to try to beat you, not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, you're not gonna be satisfied with where you're gonna get. So
you won't. You definitely won't. And that's why never be outworked. Adopt it. Put it into your daily life. Understand what it means.
Find the non-negotiables that you're going to implement into your daily life starting now.
Yep.
And absolutely no questions asked. That's just what's going to happen. Non-negotiables.
Yep.
So I think this is super good. I'm super grateful that we were able to have this conversation. I think this was a huge one.
Absolutely.
We look forward to seeing you guys in the next upcoming episodes. We've got more things coming out. We have some vlogs that we're doing as well.
Yep.
This podcast is going to be matched up with vlogs, crazy things that you can do, in Utah, getting out of your comfort zone. So we're excited to share those with you guys. We'd love to hear, ideas, topics that you want us to go over. We would love to get ideas, and we hope to see you guys in the next one. So.
Yep, absolutely. And like you said, just wanted to reiterate, if you guys do have something you want us to talk about, hey, we'd love to. We'd love to be able to do the research and learn about it if we don't already know about it. If we do, we'll give our input. I mean,
share our opinion.
Any way to try to help educate us, mm-hmm. We'll take it. So.
Okay.
Well,
thanks, guys. Episode 2 is a wrap on the Utah Boys Pod, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So, peace out.